We are obviously not up on our property. We had to take a trip down to the barn in southern Idaho where we stayed for about 6 months or so in the interim between when we had to be out of our house and when we went and took possession of our property up there. And we had left a bunch of stuff down here and we needed to get it. So that's what we're doing this weekend. We're taking a trip and we're filling a U-Haul with some of our old stuff, you know. So we're in this 1800s livery stable that is in Old Town Pocatello in southeast Idaho. And it's when we first came here, there was nothing but a sewer line that had been put in 15 years earlier, and we dug trenches and we put in a toilet and a shop, and we made it to where we could at least kind of habitate it for a few months. And now we're obviously up at our property and we're building and doing stuff, but we did have some things down here that we needed to come get.
Yeah.
So
we're traveling, and hopefully the Wi-Fi is good and you can hear us clearly and everything like that.
let's see.
All right. Someone, I think they're saying hi. I'm not sure. It's a different language.
Right.
Tubular Guy 9 says, yo, HDC. And we got sent flowers and a thumbs up. Why, thank you. Those are beautiful.
From a language I don't get, so.
But we are headed back up in 2 days back to our property. We got a lot of work ahead of us. We're packing a U-Haul, and you guys all know how fun that is. So, you know, you guys can all come pitch in and help, because...
But we, you know, we're just doing everything we can so we can start just making mass quantities of Aircrete and start putting it in our walls, because we want to get that thing completely insulated with Aircrete by winter.
Yeah.
And it's kind of crazy how well the rocket stove performed, that we were able to even live in our house without any insulation. I mean, it didn't even have a wrap around the OSB. It was just a frame and an OSB stitched to it, and you could see light through the cracks of the OSB. But the amount of BTUs that rocket stove pulls out of a piece of wood is crazy incredible. We still only went through all winter up there. And we're talking, guys, we're where the Rocky Mountains and the Bitterroot Mountains connect up there in the North Idaho. I mean, it's kind of hard winters up there. And the fact that a typical, like, say, Blaze King, people who burn wood in a Blaze King would go through 10 cord of wood easy up there. And we, with that little 7x7 burn chamber and whatnot, and we burned it 24/7, went through about 3.5 cord. I expect we won't go through maybe a cord of wood next winter once that thing's fully insulated.
I know. I think it's going to be amazing.
So.
And Darwin has been working like nonstop on beautification of this stove. So there's things to come.
Yeah, functional beautification, right? So a complete shroud around the entire stove and the downdraft shroud that acts as like a ductwork so that the heat will convect and circulate on its own through the stove, and then it's just beautifully tiled. I think you guys are going to be impressed with what we got going on here.
Yeah. So you can design it, and it can be beautiful to match whatever you want in your house.
Right. But we're going to make this live today really quick.
Sorry, they've been getting shorter and shorter, but it's been feeling like we're running around with our heads cut off.
Yeah, and we're down here in the barn. We got a U-Haul sitting outside, and we've got to get our bed and just different things that we've been without forever.
Yeah, so we do have to hurry and load a U-Haul, and we're, on a time frame with U-Haul. They don't want to, give us all the time for.
Yeah, they gave us 3 days.
Yeah, so we got a lot of work to do of loading and stuffing.
Yeah, and the closest, or the place where we have to return it to is actually 80 miles from our home.
Right. And get this. They don't have any actual decent sized U-Hauls that are one way. They only want to rent the big ones for in town.
Yeah.
You can only get a 10-foot to go one way.
Right, and so we had to get a 10-foot and then a 12-foot trailer to go behind it. And
yeah. And so they're like, oh, no, if you wanted like a 26-foot, you should have called like 3 months ago and reserved it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so we didn't know that, so that was a real shock, and we're trying to figure out what we could do, and they were really actually nice and helped us out, and they're like, well, what about pulling a trailer behind it?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But anyways.
We got to go load those.
Yeah, we got to go load
Let me check some questions. Tubular Guy 9 says, I didn't get a notice again. I was eating lunch and checking YouTube by chance. I'm glad you checked, Tubular. It looks like Idaho may expand if Oregon don't straighten up. Yeah, we've been seeing a lot of new plates around here. So,
Yeah, and placards people putting on their vehicles. They want to expand the greater Idaho.
Yeah. So, welcome. As long as you
Trust me, the counties that want to, they're good. Welcome.
All right. You guys have a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you later.
All right. Love you guys.